Super Rugby Power Rankings, folks. After 12 rounds of the competition, which sides are in form and which sides are struggling? Let's go through them from bottom to top. You guys can let us know your thoughts and we'll compare it to the actual table. This one still matches. Moana Pacifica are in 11th. I've written the numbers a little bit more normally this week. I've been having them down here. They're still miles off the pace. They're still showing glimpses in games. They played a decent first half against the Blues in their most recent game. Ultimately, they got pretty well hammered by full time. It is still hard to see any wins before the end of the season, but they will give it a shot. Then I got the Waratahs, who are 8th on the table, so I got them a couple of spots lower here on the power rankings, largely due to some pretty poor recent form. One win in their last 4. That was over Moana Pacifica. You can't give them a heck of a lot of credit for beating the absolute bottom side. They lost their most recent game at home to the Force. So a game which, in the scheme of their season, was looking a pretty important one to win. They didn't perform anywhere close to the level that they would have needed to be. So, yeah, down 3 spots on the power rankings. Then the Highlanders. The Highlanders are also in a similar boat to the Waratahs in that they were pretty close to the playoffs. As they went into round 12, they had a beatable opponent in the Fijian and Drua, although a little bit tougher than the Waratahs asked because they were away in Fiji, which a lot of teams struggle with, and they struggled. They dropped a lot of ball. The Fijians defended really well. Weirdly enough, I have got the Highlanders, I think, up 1 spot in the power rankings because the Waratahs' loss was just worse than theirs. So losing away to the Drua is worse than dropping the home game. That's the key factor. But either way, neither side is that great. They've also only had, the one win recently, and it was over Moana Pacifica as well. So not great for them. Then I have the Drua rounding up the bottom row. The Drua I have moved up in the back end, but no change on the actual power rankings spots. They're 7th on the table. They've won 4 of their last 5, so they are coming into some form. They're on the bye now, and then they have a couple of winnable games to end the season, so don't write the Drua boys off just yet. As I said, I did give you guys some credit for the win over the Highlanders, but it is still the Highlanders, and it was at home, so less than what you might have gotten for beating somebody else. Then the Brumbies. I got the Brumbies in 7th. What is going on with the Brumbies? They have lost 4 of their last 5, including that one in Canberra to the Drua, who never win away from home. Now they had a chance to kind of rectify things up in Queensland against the fellow contender for top Aussie side, and they lost that one as well. Their only recent win is over the Highlanders. It was away, but again, it's the Highlanders. They didn't beat a top scalp side. Ever since they beat, who was it, the Chiefs? Things have kind of fallen off a bit of a cliff for the Brumbies. Then I got the Force, who are up 3 spots, which is way different from their actual log position. Like the Brumbies are in 6th on the table. I got them 7th here, so not that much different. But the Force are in 10th. I've got them in 6th, which seems too high. I'm loving seeing it because I'm loving seeing the Force in good form. But the recent results, a win in this most recent week, away against the Waratahs. The Waratahs not exactly a top side, but it was an away win. So that's worth something. Then the week before was a bye. I don't punish teams for a bye. I don't give them any credit for a bye. But when you're on the bye, if other teams are losing, you're kind of going up by default. But prior to that was a win over the Crusaders. So, yeah, their recent record's not too bad. They had a 2-point away loss to the Drua, which I didn't punish them too heavily for, and before that was a win as well. So their recent record is better than some of the other teams around them. They have still got a shot at the playoffs as well. It's going to be a tough road. They need to probably win everything, but they got their most recent one done. Then I got the Crusaders in 5th. They are down a spot, which people will be happy about because people have been telling me I had the Crusaders too high for ages, but I didn't punish them a heck of a lot. They lost the way to the Hurricanes and still picked up a losing bonus point. Everyone's losing away to the Hurricanes at the minute, so yeah, they did better than my Blues did. That is for sure. Their record is like, what, 4 of their last 7? So middling. Middling from the Crusaders. Then the Reds. The Reds seem to be the ones kind of finding a bit of the form from the chasing pack. Like, their record is still pretty average in terms of 3 out of their last 6, but like the Blues loss was still a tight fought one. It went to super point. So there's something to like about the Reds. They did beat the Brumbies at home, so they are up 1 on the power rankings, which matches now their spot on the table. Then the top 3, how do you line them up? Chiefs were on the bye, remember. Blues are still 3rd, despite beating Moana Pacifica. I've not given them a heck of a boost for the win over Moana. I mean, it was away, technically, but it was on the shore, on the North Shore, so not exactly a huge travelling distance for the Blues guys. So they're no change. They are 2nd on the actual table. The power rankings have got them lower. I like my spot here better than the log spot, but you got to remember the Blues have played 1 more game than the top 2 sides. Then I got the Chiefs, who are down 1 on the bye. As I said, I haven't punished them for being on the bye, but guess who got a win while they were on the bye? That was the Hurricanes. The byes always even out. So the Chiefs were ahead of the Hurricanes last week, but the Hurricanes had a game in hand, and now we saw that game in hand pay off. Hurricanes are number 1 on the power rankings, number 1 on the table with that win over the Crusaders. Their points difference is 224. The next best, which is the Chiefs, is 129. So, yeah, the Hurricanes are pretty good value for that top spot, I think. You guys let us know your thoughts on the power rankings. If we're looking at recent form, who do you see of the chasing pack potentially making it? The Force, the Drua, the Waratahs, the Highlanders? Or do you think it's just going to be the same stock standard 6 as has been predicted for much of it, with Crusaders, Brumbies, and Reds rounding out the 4th, 5th, and 6th spots? Anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts. Take care. Talk to you guys again soon. See ya.